Welcome to this Shenmue stream. Magnus here, and I decided to do this spontaneous stream just because I saw new screens come up, and this weekend was going to be a little busy for me, so I wanted to get a Shenmue video out before, I don't know, this weekend gets too crazy and then I can't do another video. But I might. I don't know. So first, I want to get to the discussion of I'm using a different computer today. My usual computer that I've used to stream any other stream that I've done in the past, it just completely shut down on me. It was like, I quit. I'm not doing this anymore. So that computer always used to freeze every now and then, and it would freeze my video, and then I had to start over. And the experience with using that has been difficult with a lot of these streams. But the unfortunate thing is I do have a laptop, and this laptop that I've done one of my live streams in the past, it had some audio issues, but for the most part it didn't have video issues. And I've been testing it for like a couple hours tonight, and so far I haven't had any audio issues because I'm using a separate microphone from the camera, whereas before I was using the microphone from the camera and it was giving me glitches. It's like whenever I try to mic up, it would glitch off of this laptop, but thankfully I'm not having any issues and it's actually working pretty well. So all in all, here we go with this stream. Thank you for joining. Yes, Bob, the show has definitely started. And if you don't see me, then that means I am not streaming correctly. But I think I am because I just checked my status. So, welcome. Sorry about that. Okay, moving on. So, okay, you can see kind of like my shirt is kind of like you're seeing through it because I decided to wear Angry Video Game Nerd shirt, which I picked up from him a short time ago, and the colors I actually see through. But I figured, why not wear the shirt anyway? If it gets a little distracting, you could see the YS logo behind it or anything like that. So, oh, you see me all right. Good. Thanks, Bob. And welcome to the stream. Okay, so moving on. There was a video that I actually posted a card, and it's already passed up. But there was a video that Oregon Pacifist posted earlier today. Shout out to Oregon Pacifist regarding Shenmue 3, and this one's for us video. He threw me and a couple of other YouTubers on there, so I'd like to thank him for that. And also, moving on from that, there's goals that I posted on top. And those goals show a couple of things. 38 days to go for the game. As while I'm recording this right now, we've got 38 days to go before Shenmue 3's launched. And right now I'm at 425 subscribers, and I want to get to 1,000. I would hope to get to 1,000 by 38 days, but I know I'm not going to. What's up, CakeMan777? And how old am I? I'm old enough to have been... Let's see, when Shenmue 1 was released, I was old enough to be... Oh, when Shenmue 1 was released for Dreamcast in the United States, I was 19. So do the math, if you're a Shenmue fan. So, okay, so moving on with this show. So, I wanted to talk about the new screens that were released today. That were... show a couple of the scenes in Shenmue 3 that we can expect, and I wanted to look at them with you guys, see what your guys' opinion is, and kind of go from there. Good guess, but I'm not quite 39. So I wanted to see everybody's opinion on these screens, and I wanted to kind of go over how the graphics have matured from the past and how they look now. So I'm going to cut to that right now and go from there. So 1981 is the right year. Thank you. 38 is how old I am. So that means you're true Shenmue fans. I didn't want to just give it away without something like that. But thank you. Almost 40. But I'm trying to keep my youth as much as possible. So thanks once again for that. But without further ado, I'm going to move on to the screens and go from there. So... this is one of the first screens that were released. It looks like just another scene in the areas of that we would just kind of explore from that small village in Guilin. in Shenmue 3. Now, the thing that impressed me about this particular shop is the amount of detail that is present in all of the like the statues and all of the materials right there. And if you notice, the reflection on the ground is could kind of shows what you're seeing. So it must have been raining recently off of this screenshot. I don't know if you guys can notice this, but off of the screenshot too, there's a little weird. I don't know if it's a graphical glitch or anything, but what I would assume is a woman or the person with the longer hair, like on the hands, it looks like almost like there's a little glitch and kind of shadow around her, almost like it's probably a frozen shot in motion. But other than that, and I'm sure there's an explanation for that. I mean, the shadows on the floor, the reflections, the lighting engine, it looks like it's nighttime, but they could be lit by something that's nearby. It's pretty amazing. But it's still something very nice. So let's move on to the second screen. Now this second screen actually looks like one of the earlier trailers, but it also shows the amazing engine, the Unreal 4 engine, working as tough as possible, with the lighting everywhere from the fires in the different portions of the screen. The reflections in the water, to me, are just really good looking. I can't tell anything from the story from here, but one thing I can say is, well, all right then, right? It looks great. And from what I heard, that the moon itself is a fully rendered 3D moon. It's not just a flat image in the sky. It's a 3D moon. And one thing to take note of in Shenmue, I think Shenmue 2, where you can see the moon, that was a fully rendered 3D real-time moon, just like what's in here. I'm not sure if it was Shenmue 1 or Shenmue 2 or both, but it was in the older Dreamcast games, and it's the same way here. And yeah, the moon looks huge, and a moon would only look that big if you're actually taking a lens and zooming in from far. Like if you have like a 150 to 200 millimeter lens on a full frame camera and you zoom in all the way, it increases the size of distant objects. So from this angle, that's probably what Yu Suzuki's trying to portray, that this angle is from a very large zoom camera. And that's what would make distant objects such as the moon look that big. So, but it still looks pretty impressive. And the lighting engine and the stars, I mean, all of that looks amazing. Let's go to the third shot that was released today. Now, this catches my attention, and for several reasons. Of course, always a pleasure to see Ren, right? Ren is just a character that you meet in Shenmue 2, and his personality is very, very much all about money, all about treasure, all about what he wants for himself, but he's also got a soft spot for Ryo, which grew during the events of Shenmue 2. So that's where that part falls in. But look at Ryo, how he's a little bit calm, but somewhat annoyed with Ren right there, as Ren's probably talking up something about money being involved or what they can go after, and that's usually the expression that Ryo would give Ren when that type of stuff happens, you know, where he just doesn't want to deal with Ren and he wants to keep Ren focused on what they need to do, but he doesn't really care about Ren. He just all Ryo wants is just to get revenge for his father's murder, and Ren, all he cares about is the money. So they obviously have this clashing goal, but respect for one another, which is what makes them an interesting dynamic when you see them in the game. In this particular screenshot too, the background seems a bit faded, as well as the characters themselves, and it shows almost like a misty, cloudy type of effect that they're trying to pull off. in this at least one screenshot. And again, it looks like it's a screenshot from the distance, and it's still, the lighting engine in itself, it's still pretty impressive, which I'm really liking in this game. Now, there's been a lot of talk about like the graphics themselves, at least when the character models are not as maybe like realistic looking to the rest of the scenery as they should be, but to me it's kind of endearing the way it is. Let's see, Philip. I think Ren's souped attitude is just an act Ren puts on, probably due to him always hanging around thugs. You know what? I could see that, but I also think that Ren is just Ren. That's how he is. He's just like, if you, during the end of Shenmue 2, he gave Ryo his 2 coins. Now, he had several times during Shenmue 2, Ren would flip a coin whenever they had to choose who's going to do something, who's going to do the hard thing that they have to do. And every time you picked a heads or tails, Ren would take a coin out of a different pocket and then flip so that he would always win. And at the end, he gave him both coins, letting Ryo know, hey, I've been tricking you this whole time. So that's almost like a level of respect, in my opinion, that Ren has for Ryo. But he still likes to screw with you anyway, which is pretty fun. So I think, at least from this scene, the way I measure it is Ryo is trying to figure out what Ren's doing there, but Ryo doesn't need Ren there, and Ren's just trying to tell him, look, there's something going on here, and I want to check it out because there might be money involved. So that's kind of how I see that. Alright, moving on to the last and final screenshot that was released by Deep Silver is this one. And out of all the screenshots, I was kind of taken aback by this screenshot because it was like, it's almost like scene setting for the people of this village, Bailu village, just hanging out and talking with food on the table. But of all the scenes, this one impressed me the least when it came to the lighting engine and the way the character models use that lighting engine and the way they look. It's very, I mean, at least from my quick opinion, undetailed. And I don't think this is a scene, or it doesn't look like to me that this is a scene that plays out in the game. This is probably as you pass by, or probably as Ryo just, if you just look at this scene, you could see them probably talking or sharing dinner or whatever. Or if it is a scene, if you recall in some of the earlier trailers, there was obviously thugs and thieves that were looking for the Phoenix Mirror, or that's what has been rumored, that they're looking for the Phoenix Mirror, and they trashed several homes. And I believe that this might be a potential home that gets either trashed or destroyed. So you're seeing everything nice and neat, everyone having a good time, and then maybe some short time later, that stuff's going to get wrecked. Now that's what we expect, at least in the story, that early on, before Ryo tries to find out what happens and who was there, and who actually trashed the place, you might see all this stuff get wrecked. What's up, James? Nice to have you here too. And so that's kind of how I see it. And if I don't know if you've been here this whole time, James, but we went over the 4 new screens and how they look and the graphics. And basically going over this screen, it impressed me the least, but it might tell you the most about the story. So I have a feeling that these 4 screens were released for a purpose and for a reason. So you might want to dig deeper into them and actually look in what story or gameplay tidbits that they might hint towards you. So Magnus confirmed to be the muscle guy in red who fights Ryo. And hi James. Don't go to bed too early. You might want to hang out, or maybe not. Do what you gotta do. But and hello. But again, I think that all of these are basically clues that we might see play out more in Shenmue 3. when it comes out in 38 days. So let's go back to the main screen, and my screen has not frozen. My video's still going. Thank goodness for this laptop. So let me know guys if you see anything strange or if my sounds off, because I won't be able to tell. I have to depend on you guys. Didn't see Chai 2 because he went to tell Andy that Rio has the mirror. Will this be uploaded to your channel after streaming? Yes. I pretty much will post it a few hours later, if not like the next morning. So you'll be able to see it. You'll see everything. So that's what I saw from the screens, and I hope that they don't delay this. And at this point, I don't think it'd be delayed. If they released a backer version, which you're seeing right now, at least on my screen, and it looks this good, it's gonna be awesome. Good night, James. Hope to catch you tomorrow. So that's my honest opinion of delays. We're pretty much done. We're trying a backer version. We're ready to see this game, and it's gonna be nice. So here we go. On with the Shenmue dreams. So the second thing I wanted to address with you guys tonight is something kind of cool that I noticed. Actually, first, Bob, do I play the Japanese versions of Shenmue games? I love to play the actual Japanese voices and then the English voices. So I'll play them both, but when I played Shenmue 2, I'm very nostalgic with the Japanese version because I have the European PAL version of the Dreamcast and Shenmue 2, and that came out in Japanese only with English subtitles. So that's what I was used to. Like I was so used to hearing at the end of like Shenmue 2, Ryo say Shenhua, and then her responding Nani, like over and over again in the final disc, and it just got stuck in my head. So I love that. So basically, moving on, we are going to explore something that I noticed in Shenmue 3. That's just, you guys might not care, but I thought it was kind of cool just to notice it when you actually play, at least on the backer trial version. So I'm going to check the graphics, and I'm going to make sure that the graphics are on very high. Alright, so I'm going to start the new game. And it was like this, I don't think this is a glitch. And Ren would destroy Chris Jericho at this point, just going to tell you that much. And I've played this trial more times than I can count. I've been trying to speed run through the trial, just get to the end, fight the boss, and finish it as much as possible. I think that that's kind of a cool feat. So it's kind of cool. At least that's what I like. But so anyway, this little kind of graphical trick that I saw was kind of handy to actually kind of spot things out, and it also made me feel a little nostalgic. Now I have the graphics on very high, running on my laptop, so if it's a little slow, bear with me. It's just so that I can show you my point. But it's the fact that when I switch to the graphics while playing the game, it actually brings me back to Dreamcast, but it also has a slight little advantage when you're looking for stuff. Not that it's too hard, but this is what I'll show you. So here we are in this meadow, and we all know that we could pick up these flowers or plants, right, and bring them back. Now what I did one time, just because I was actually using my laptop and I wanted it to run 4K but smoothly, is that I went to the settings and I'm like, okay, let me bring down the graphics as much as possible. So get a very, let me see, it just lows the option. So switch them to low and look what happens. The grass basically disappears and all the herbs are immediately visible. It's almost like it just made it easy for you to pick them up. Not only that, but look at the flat layer of grass that it used to simplify the graphics of this game, basically. It reminds me of how it was when we played the Dreamcast, and the Dreamcast were basically flat. Yeah, low is pretty is pretty pulled back when it comes to the lighting and the graphics and everything like that. I agree. And then many computers could actually play this game pretty decently. But when I put it on low, it made it really easy to find those objects. Which was like, come on, you gotta be kidding me. Like, but it was funny. I thought it was kind of cool. And like I said, it wasn't a big deal. And it really isn't a big deal to most people, I would think. But to me, because I was so nostalgic for the Dreamcast version, to have the grass like this and to have the foliage just non-detailed, pretty flat as you run through it, brings me back to those days when it was like that, except a lot lower res on the Dreamcast. And you just played like that. And I actually appreciate the nostalgia in it. And then pop, the grass comes right back. So I thought that was kind of a cool trick that I wanted to not only show you guys, but also tell you why I appreciate the nostalgia built into the game, even though it's a subtle graphics choice. You know, it still brings back the days of the good old Dreamcast, which for me, I could find myself playing in standard graphics like that, maybe 480p, just to really get the feel of playing this game in such a condition. So, I mean, that's pretty much what I had in mind. Now, what I'm going to try to do is, you like the low setting. Yeah, like I said, I did too. So, but this is what I pretty much had in mind when it came to playing the game in that low setting. I also was thinking maybe I should put it in 480p and put it on my television and play it with the bars on the side and really get that nostalgic Dreamcast feel. Like, why not, right? Shenmue 3, above Death Stranding and Gears 5. Gears I like, but I was never as much into. Death Stranding, Hideo Kojima, I have a ton of respect for, but to be honest, I was more excited for Shenmue 3 than anything Metal Gear when Metal Gear was released back when Shenmue 3 was announced. And Death Stranding I haven't sold into Death Stranding yet. So let's see if I could actually beat this fight pretty quickly without any training whatsoever, which I've done before. It's been a challenge. It's like hit or miss, but I want to see if I can take him out. It's been a while actually since I fought him. Let's see if I have a chance. He'll probably beat me. But we'll see if I have any luck. I'm like quiet now because I've beaten him before without training. But he's a tough cookie. Definitely a tough cookie. Now let's see if I got him. Sorry if I'm not buying in, guys, but let's see if I got him. Ah, he got me. So close, but yet so far. Alright, too bad, kid. Now that's a weird angle to have it in. Anyway, that's all I had for today. I was going to keep the show short. I didn't want to go too long without anything much more to say. But let me know what you guys think, at least from the posters and anything like that. Any last minute comments or any questions that you guys might have, I'll kind of go with that. And then call it a day. So why don't I join the Shenmue Dojo forums? To be honest, when it comes to joining social media Shenmue stuff, there's so much out there. You know, I posted on Facebook Shenmue pages. I host my own channel, of course. And then the Shenmue Dojo. I've been a huge fan of Shenmue Dojo. And so I think I signed up for them like way back in the early 2000s. But it's just time and thoughts. You know, I'm in the Shenmue Dojo all the time, but just usually I'm in, I'm out, I'm doing like different things. I'm kind of a scatterbrain, some people say so. But yeah, I would love to post more comments once I get involved a little bit more. So that's totally my fault. Anytime you ever beat Chai in the arcade? No, I never actually beat Chai in the arcade. I've tried many times, but I could never, ever beat him. I suspect Chapter 4 is going to be a flashback of the past, as the tile is black and white in color. Possibly. Sign up and bring Game Sales Guy with you. Well, alright then. You know what? Coming up, and actually pretty soon, I might have, and I was thinking of doing a Game Sales Guy stream of him actually playing Shenmue 3, the backer demo, or possibly if when the game comes out, I have him play it instead of me, so you'll get to know him a little bit better and his opinions on all this stuff versus my own basic opinion. So I think it would be nice to character play that and have fun with you guys, because I think that stuff would be kind of cool. And there's a couple more videos featuring Game Sales Guy, not only with Shenmue content, but with actually different games as well that I plan to release in the future, but always, of course, upkeep my Shenmue content going forward. And yes, I will have him play the trial. Do it for the 3rd November Shenmue Day. That's the final Shenmue Day before the release. And you know, I always had a question for you guys. What happens afterwards? Are we going to continue to push the 3rd of every month to push the sales of Shenmue 3? Or are we going to turn it into the 4th to push Shenmue 4? I was always curious, like, what are we going to do as a community? Like, push the 3rd or go with the 4th? But you guys called it, you know what? Why not? I'll announce it right now. On every 3rd of the month, if you don't know what Shenmue Day, every 3rd of the month for a number of years, a campaign has been held on Twitter to tweet as much as you can on that day to promote Shenmue 3. And ever since the announcement of Shenmue 3 and basically the development, every month has never been missed. I've taken part in multiple, even before I started this channel, I've taken part in multiple Shenmue 3 days, which is 3rd of every month, beginning of every month. And I think this one's special because it's the last before Shenmue 3 actually gets released. So you guys called it. Silver Wings 21. I'm always on Twitter. You could hit. Did I freeze? I think I froze. The camera froze. I didn't think it would. Hang on. I can't believe this actually happened with this computer too now. Hold on. Hold on. I'm back. Sorry about that. Anyway, I thought that it wouldn't happen, and yet it does happen here too. So anyway, you guys announced it. I'm going to have to do it. I'm definitely going to want to do it. This November 3rd is going to be Game Sales Guy playing the backer demo, and it's going to be, I promise, hilarious. My Twitter account, which I should definitely have put it on the description, which I will when I re-upload this video, is at Magnus547. So look for at Magnus547. You'll see all my Shenmue tweets and announcements for videos coming up and everything that I've got going on. So thank you guys. As always, hit that subscription. I'm at 425 last I checked. Next time I do a stream or an upload, I'll update that so that you know where I'm at. I want to hit at least 1,000 within 38 days. I have little to no faith that I'm going to make it, but if you guys help me in sharing this video and getting everyone out there, then we'll definitely do it. And a Game Sales Guy for president. You never know. But as always, remember, November 3rd, Game Sales Guy will play live, and you'll get to catch it if you're here and you want to. So as always, like, share, and you can make my day if you subscribe today. This is Magnus, and I'm out. See you guys next time. Thanks for making me laugh. That was pretty fun. Bye-bye.